All right, kids, we are going to pick up our Unit 8 circles, angles, and arcs with a vertex outside the circle. This is part 2. We finished numbers 5 and 6 in the first video. So let's continue with our examples. Let's look together at number 7. I have my far arc, HE, and my near arc, HF. So I want to subtract. I'm going to have my far arc minus my near arc. Now remember, I'm subtracting the whole amount of this near arc. That's why I'm putting it in parentheses. I'm not just subtracting 5x and then adding 15. I'm subtracting 5x plus 15. So those parentheses are very important in this case. And it's going to be equal to my angle measure after I divide by 2. First thing I need to do is distribute this -1 before I drop my parentheses. Remember, that's a -1, so I have 195 minus 5x minus 15 divided by 2 equals my 65. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and I'm going to combine my like terms. In other words, my 195 minus 15, that's going to give me 180 minus 5x equals 130. When I subtract 180 from both sides, I have a -5x equals a -50. A negative divided by a negative will be a positive. 50 divided by 5 is 10. Gives me my value for 10. Okay, let's do another one like this. Far arc minus near arc equals the angle measure. Now my near arc is two terms, as a 10x and a -3, or plus a -3 makes it -3. So my far arc minus the entirety of my near arc divided by 2 equals my angle measure. Once again, you have to make sure you distribute. So I'm at 173 minus 10x minus a -3 would be plus 3 divided by 2. And I'm separating the steps now. Now I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. And I'm going to combine that to 176 minus 10x. 2 times 8x is 16x. Plus 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, so if I subtract my 20 from both sides, I have 156. And I add my 10x equals 26x. Digest that for just a second. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 26. So my 156 divided by 26 will give me the x equals 6. All right, let's take a look at a few more. Far arc of 52x minus 5 minus my near arc. It does have a variable, but this is only one term, so I don't need the parentheses. Divided by 2 equals my angle measure. Multiply both sides by 2, and I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have 50x minus 5. 2 times 16 is 32x, and 2 times a -5 is a -10. Okay, so now let's think about combining our like terms again. I'm going to subtract 32x from both sides, and I end up with 18x equals, and then I'm going to add 5. I dropped my 1 right here, so that's what's caused this to be strange. Let's go ahead and fix that. As soon as I saw my little answer not working out the way I want it to. It's all right. We're going to go ahead and just fix that. So this is going to be minus 21x. So when I take my 52 minus my 21 to combine those like terms, I get 31x equals 32x minus 10. Okay, so now I'll erase this other side. I'm going to think about subtracting my 31x from both sides. It's going to give me an x here. If I add 10 to both sides, 10 minus 5, it's going to be x equals 5. Okay. Far arc minus near arc divided by 2 equals the angle measure. Now this one's really nice. A lot of times we go ahead and just multiply by 2. But you can actually see there's no variables on the left-hand side. So I can just do my 155 minus my 83 and then divide that value by 2. I get 36 equals 4x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. Divide by 4. I get my x value equals 10. Okay, let's try a few more. 43x minus, now look, I've got two terms in my near arc, so I'm going to need my parentheses to group them. So I'm subtracting this entire amount. Divided by 2 equals my 11x plus 12. Okay, so I'm going to distribute minus 15x minus 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and have 22x plus 24. I'm going to multiply by 2 to clear my fraction. Okay, so then I'm going to combine my like terms. And I get 28x minus 12 equals 22x plus 24. Subtract 22x from both sides and I get 6x here. Add 12 to both sides. 6x equals 36. Divide by 6 and x equals 6. Keeping it going. Number 12. 31x plus 5 is my far arc minus my near arc, which has two terms, so I need to group them because I'm subtracting. Wouldn't matter if I was adding. Divided by 2 equals 35. Okay, I'm going to distribute and get my 31x plus 5 minus 17x minus 5 equals, I'm multiplying by 2. All right, so now it's time to group our like terms or combine our like terms. I get 14x, my plus 5 and my minus 5 cancel, equals 70. And then I want to divide by 14, x equals 5. Okay. We've got some more examples here to look at. And this next one is pretty interesting. So I've got my near arc. Remember, there's 360 degrees in an entire circle. So my far arc over here is going to be 360 minus, and again this has two terms, 20x minus 1. So this is the same as 360 minus 20x plus 1 when I distribute. Okay, so now I can think about this as 361 minus 20x. Now I can set up and use this in my formula. My far arc minus, parentheses, has two terms, my near arc divided by 2 equals my 61. Okay, so let's 361 minus 20x. Let's distribute our negative. Minus 20x plus 1. And we're going to go ahead and multiply by 2. 122. Combine my like terms. I get 362 minus 40x equals 122. Okay, let's think about subtracting 362 from both sides. I get a negative 40x equals a negative 240. Divide by a negative 40 on both sides, and x equals a positive 6. Okay, continuing. These are, let's just set these up. Some of these are pretty normal. We've done a lot of, just remember that you need your parentheses. Okay, and just remember when you drop your parentheses, you have to distribute they're negative, and that when you, I'm going to go ahead so I can move this over. X minus 2. So I would have 170 minus 20x. 2 times 19. Well, lights just went out in my classroom now. Turn it back on. So 38x minus 4. And then you should be able to solve from there. Let's take a look to see if there's anything different or special about these. These are just pretty much the formula, the 194 minus 84 divided by 2 equals 2x plus 55. And then you really don't need to do anything over here. You can just, this is 55. And then it's a simple equation to solve from there. When I realize I can get 0 for x. And then here I'm going to have my 2x plus 190 minus my 74 divided by 2, the whole thing equals 58. And we should be able to solve from there. Okay, the last thing I just want to point out really quickly is just a couple of problems where it's not just solving for x, but then once you find x, you need to go ahead and solve for the angle measures. So I'm going to do 17 and 19, and then I want you to try the others on your own. So x plus 257 minus x plus 103 divided by 2 equals our 3x plus 77. And we end up with x plus 257 minus x minus 103 divided by 2. Okay, so then we're going to end up with our x's canceling out here, which is interesting. And so we end up with 154 equals 6x plus 154. And once again, you end up with 0 equals 6x and x equals 0. When we plug that in, then we find that the measure of angle KLM, I put 0 here, 3 times 0 is 0, plus 77, that would be 77 degrees. Okay, so now let's do this. I'll do 18 as well. Well, here's the thing. Go ahead and pause your video. I'm going to give you your answers. Go ahead and pause. I want you to come back, try to set these up and work them, and I will let you know what your degrees are. Okay, hopefully you've gotten these correct. If not, make sure you check your setup. Make sure if you needed to distribute, you've done that. Just check your work back through the examples we've given. If you still have questions, make sure you bring them to me in class or send me a message through It's Learning. And I know it's hard to see here. So it's 3x plus 19. It might be cut off a little bit in the video. And you can always, just ask me at any time if you need to with either, stop in for a help session or any of those times. Anyway, I hope you feel comfortable with these concepts, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.